Yeah, well, you know what, Colleen? This defense has to erase what happened in Week 6. They had a lot of success against Green Bay. They sacked Aaron Rodgers. They were able to even turn him over and turn some of those interceptions into touchdowns. But what does Todd Bowles do now, right? You got to erase that game plan, and this has to be a new game plan by this Tampa Bay defense. They were faster, way more physical than Green Bay. So can they continue that? I can't wait to watch this football game because some things they can lean on, some things they can't. This almost feels like a division game, right, guys? They played Tampa, or Tampa played Green Bay at home. Now they have to travel to Lambeau, but a whole lot more is on the line than just a division title here. This is for everything to go to the Super Bowl, so can't wait to see that.
D-Hall, you're so right in that. And in that game, the Bucs didn't have a turnover, a penalty, or allow a sack. We'll see how things turn around this time now that they're in the playoffs. So let's go to the Packers here. Back in the NFC Championship for the second straight season, Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, the highest scoring team in the league, and that's helped them to 7 straight wins. So, Mike Robb, no surprise, but you want to focus on the likely MVP.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers, man. Look, I regard this guy as one of the, tremendous arm talents in the National Football League. He's been that for a while. He was the precursor to Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen and guys like that. But he only got 1 Super Bowl after the 2010 season. I need to see more out of Aaron Rodgers. For him to, in my opinion, for him to take that next step to greatness, I need to see another Super Bowl, the ultimate team sport in football, the ultimate team award. Yeah, you throw for all these yards and touchdowns, 48 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, but only 1 interception, Aaron Rodgers. I need more out of you, bro. You got a lot more potential than that.
I think we've all been waiting to see that. So hopefully that is what goes down tomorrow. We shall see. All this Packers talk, you know what? I kind of feel like going out to Lambeau Field. So let's do it because we have reporters standing by. Of course we do. A beautiful January morning in Green Bay. The high temperature today, right around 20 degrees. Not bad, says the girl sitting in Los Angeles. James Palmer and Stacey Dales ready to rock the weather. Let's get out to them right now. James, I'm going to start with you. James is with the Bucs. Stace is with the Packers. Good morning, guys. Looking great out there. So, James, why don't you start us off with Tampa Bay's side of things?
Yeah, let's start off with it's not 20 degrees, Colleen. Let's start off with it's 6 right now, all right? Let's just throw that out there on the bat here. Well, I'm going to go with what D-Hall was talking about, though. And I'm talking about this Bucs defense and the way they have to defend the play-action pass that Aaron Rodgers operates. Bruce Arians told me this week that is their biggest challenge in this game. He said there's nobody that manipulates teams with their eyes better than Aaron Rodgers. He said Patrick Mahomes may do it, but Rodgers invented it. And the good thing is this Bucs defense is very good against the play action this season. And the reason why is Levante David told me their preparation, how they go about their business with getting pointers and details and little keys from their coaching staff that everybody in that secondary and the linebackers go back home and study it while they're there. But this is a big aspect of this game to keep an eye on. Now let's go to Stacey Dales with the Packers.
Well, I'm glad you so aptly mentioned it's 6 degrees, James, because it's really cold this morning. We're actually going to get a winter advisory overnight from midnight till noon tomorrow, so plenty of snow, but should be cleared by kickoff. Temperatures moving up into the 20s, so much warmer tomorrow. Good news for the Bucs that are incoming. As for this Packers team, you can't drum up a better matchup, you guys. When you have Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers, I asked Aaron Rodgers about facing Brady this weekend. He said, yeah, it's a special moment. Been a fan of Tommy's, he said, all his life in terms of what Tom Brady has accomplished. That being said, the message this week for the Green Bay Packers, you guys alluded to that NFC Championship loss last year, is very simple. Mercedes Lewis, one of the biggest leaders on this team at the tight end position. This game means nothing if you don't win it and get to the Super Bowl. They are extremely focused, very businesslike, and at the end of the day, you guys, as I throw it back to you, one thing I can tell you, they have a lot of confidence, not just because of their offense, but because their defense is markedly improved. So Darius Smith told us yesterday, guys, they went back and watched that NFC Championship game when the San Francisco 49ers ran all over them. They watched it yesterday, left a pretty bad taste in their mouth heading into this weekend.
I saw your tweet, Stacey, of Zadarius Smith. That might pop up a little later in the show. Awesome job by you guys both. We're going to come back out there, so go get warm, get comfortable. It's going to be an awesome day down there, and, of course, tomorrow as well. So let's dig into this game a little bit here, because D'Angelo Antonio Brown, he is out of this game, obviously, with that knee injury. So how much do you think that will impact the Bucs offense?
You know what? Anytime a great player like Antonio Brown isn't on the football field, other teams are going to take notice, right? You're not going to be as good as you normally would be. But just think about this Tampa receiving core, right? You got Scotty Miller, who was making a lot of plays before AB actually came in there. He's probably their speed guy. Cameron Brate has made a lot of plays at the tight end position for this team. And last week we saw Tyler Johnson probably make some of the best catch, I think, in that football game for a guy to come off the bench and have that kind of timing with Tom Brady and throw that football back shoulder. I mean, just a perfect catch. I mean, the kid can play football. We knew that already. And so, you know, with Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, they have enough receivers to still pose a lot of threats to Green Bay's defensive secondary.
Yeah, and I want to talk about that secondary because I think it's a matchup of two secondaries not going against the opposing passing games in this game. And I look at the Packers secondary. Now, Kevin King is questionable after missing practice with a back injury. Matt LaFleur referred to it as a little back injury. I don't know what that means, but his status is very much in question here. So you could see Tramon Williams, the 37-year-old former Packer, back again. That could be a really good story. But Jair Alexander, I mean, Jair, your payday's coming. It's coming soon, right? You're getting to that point in your career where you can hit that second contract. This is the game to go out and earn it. And he faced Mike Evans back in Week 6, and according to Pro Football Focus, 76% of the time he was on Evans, 1 target, 0 catches. Now, at some point, if you're Tom Brady, you're going to have to throw over there. Alexander, you're going to have to step up. My friend Maurice Jones-Drew, my friend and colleague, predicted, they do a bold predictions thing on NFL.com every week. He said not 1, but 2 interceptions for Jair Alexander in this game. Don't doubt MJD. Don't at him, because he will find you afterward if he's right, and he will tweet back that picture where he's staring at you like this.
From the Combine. It's the classic picture. One of the best ever. I love it. All right, so you're talking about the secondary, and for me, I'm looking at this Packers pass rush because that caught my attention last week, and they absolutely have to get after Brady more than they did in Week 6. 24 sacks for them in the last 7 games, including 4 times against Goff last week. Kenny Clark was just constantly in the backfield last week. 1.5 sacks for him. And then I think the fact that they moved Zadarius Smith around so much, he's been really good inside the past 2 games. Plus, you add in Rashawn Gary, who's really started to kind of come into his own late in the season. He's been really good off the edge. 5 sacks in the regular season, 1.5 sacks, 3 quarterback hits, 7 pressures against the Rams. He played a key role in this. And the Bucs offensive line, they did a really good job against this Saints defensive line last week. Aaron Stinney filling in for Alex Cappa with his first career start, and he looked good. So we'll see if the Bucs sort of utilize that run game to kind of keep some of that Packers pressure off of them. Mike Robb.
127 rush yards last week versus the Saints to lead them to a win. I hope Bruce Arians, Byron Leftwich, and Tom Brady and those shiny receivers on the outside, D-Hall, realize exactly the identity of this offense. I feel like I broke a record. I've said it for the last 6 or 7 weeks. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they're a physical group up front. They should run the football. Yeah, Antonio Brown won't be there, but if you want to get single coverage on the outside with those other receivers that you have, Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, you want to make sure you got single coverage. Run the football until the Tampa Bay Buccaneers show you, run the football until they show you that they can stop the run. So I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they got to continue to run the football and be explosive in the pass game.
Yeah, you think about that Tampa Bay Bucs running game, 28th rushing offense in the regular season, but Rojo averaged 5.1 yards per carry, almost 1,000 yards. So we'll see what kind of